What's good, people? So I recently picked up Blazor programming again, and for the first time in a long time I have to actually debug Blazor WebAssembly. And for those of you who are familiar with Blazor, you know that this can become quickly a complete nightmare, no matter what IDE you're using. So I use nvim, but no matter what you're using, if you're interested in how to properly debug Blazor WebAssembly, this one is going to be for you. So let's jump in. So I'd like you to have a look at my little solution here. Number one is I have a Blazor server project, and then I have a Blazor WASM project, and they both share the same code, a Razor class library, which has two components inside, component 1 and component 2, okay? As you see right now, component 2 throws an exception, but we're not going to see that. First, I run everything, then I go to the website. So I have a server website, it's running here, and the WASM is running here. So far, so good. Now, I'm going to run it again with the faulty component. And it goes like this. I'm in component 1 right now, right here, boom. And I'm going to uncomment the component 2, save everything, go back to my websites, boom, there we go. The Blazor server is crashing with the exception with the stack trace. Exception, this is bad, exactly what we find in the uninitialized async method in component number 2. Now I'm going to navigate to the WASM page. And you see also that we have some error right here. I open the console and you see the same thing. Where is it? Where is it? You see here, exception is thrown. This is bad. So this is the happy path. This is the happy path. We have an exception thrown by our code and we know more or less right away where we have to look. This is in most cases enough for the Blazor programming, debugging, whatever. So all we have to do now, obviously, is we have to go to the line where this exception here is thrown and delete the faulty line and then start again, right? So this is what we're going to do now. There we go, it's a faulty line. Just delete the whole thing, doesn't really matter. And now we go back, restart the services, boom, boom, boom. Go back to the page. What's about the other one? Yeah, restart that too. Go back to the page. Reload everything, and then you see something interesting. You see a different error when it comes to the WASM. But when I look at the server project, then you see everything is all right. So we have a difference here between server and WASM project, although we use the same component. So that's the moment where everything gets a little bit tricky right here. And when I go back to the Blazor project, restart again, then we're going to see, where is it? We see a Stack Overflow exception. And this is one of the nastiest exceptions because it doesn't give any stack trace. So we're basically in complete darkness right now. So how do we fix that? So obviously we need some sort of debugging right here. And the way I would do this in Blazor server would be I have my Blazor server project right here. And I would just go to the component that I want to debug, hit a breakpoint right here, go back to the program class, start debugging, yes, this DLL, then it starts debugging, and then I would go, of course, to the right port, which is 5000, reload, and then you see, boom, there's a breakpoint, and it works because we're on Blazor server. Now, if I try to do the same with the WASM, open program, I just put some breakpoints here, hit F5, same thing, yes, this DLL, boom. Then you see, right away, we get a failed command configuration done something. When you now Google this command right here, then you find it has something to do with the netcoredbg, like this thing right here, Mason netcoredbg, the one that we use for debugging anything C# basically. But it doesn't work for WASM because, mind you, WASM means WebAssembly and it runs in the browser, and netcoredbg cannot attach to a WebAssembly running in the browser. But still, there must be a way for us to debug that thing, right? So first we close everything. Close everything. And then what I do is I do .NET run -c debug. Now I go to my WASM page. You remember, like this one, this URL right here. Navigate this one, WASM was on this position, start again. And the way to debug right now is to use the Chrome DevTools. And we use them by hitting Shift-Alt-D. And in case this page is not loading right away while you're hitting Shift-Alt-D, you have to do Shift-Alt-D while loading the WASM page, okay? So you hit F5, it's loading, hit Shift-Alt-D, then you're gonna land here. The problem is now, as it says, could not get a list of browser tabs, whatever. We don't have the proxy for the debugging DevTools running currently. So we just follow the instructions we are giving here, copy this one, go back to terminal, and just paste this right here. And I don't have Chrome, but I have Chromium, and it works with any Chromium-based browser. I open this one right now. And then starting that page, I'm gonna make that big. And now if I hit Shift-Alt-D, should be fine. There we go. And now we have the DevTools. And the important part right here is that we have this little file section here. And we're gonna search for our little component 2, because this is where the error is happening. And then you see that we have a little on-after render async method right here. And I have a suspicion that this one is going to be responsible for our little problem right here, okay? So what we're going to do, I hit a breakpoint, I click here, have my breakpoint now, hit F5, boom, boom, and there the breakpoint is hit. And I can just click here now, and then you see, you can also hit F8 by the way. I click, and I see this is apparently where our little endless loop coming from. Because we hit a state has changed method every time we're done rendering. And apparently this is tolerated by Blazor server, but not by the WASM. So back to fixing that thing. I just close the DevTools completely, go back into my code. Where's my code? Go back into my code, look for the on-after render for this method right here, just delete or comment out this method and restart the services. Now open the website again for the WASM page, hit F5, and boom, there we go. It's working now. So we successfully debugged our WASM application. Final thoughts on this. Well, try to avoid having to debug Blazor applications and try to avoid having to debug Blazor WebAssemblies like the plague. I need to debug my apps maybe once a week or something. Because usually the stack trace should be totally enough. If you have to debug your applications more often, that just means one of two things. Number one, you might need to reconsider your architecture, the way you structure your components. Number two, you might need to learn a little bit more about Blazor itself. You know, like the lifetimes, the binding mechanisms, etc. Cascading parameters. This all can be confusing at times, and this can lead, if you lack understanding of those, can lead to you having to debug more than necessary. You avoid having to debug by being mindful about how you throw and handle exceptions, and being mindful about how you structure your components or your architecture, so to speak, to see where the exceptions are coming from. Also, always have a Blazor server project in your solution that you can use for actual coding and debugging live. If you have to use Blazor server and WebAssembly side by side, work with RCLs, Razor class libraries that contain the majority of your features, while the Blazor server and WebAssembly is just a container for hosting basically. Then you go and work with .NET Watch on your Blazor server project, so any change you make while coding is reflected instantly in your browser without you having to rebuild all the time when you make changes. Working like this will be sufficient for all your Blazor coding 99% of the time without you having to debug at all. Also, I'm working right now on a completely new playlist called Blazor in the Terminal for those who are already familiar with Blazor but want to take their game from the commercial IDE towards the terminal, aka nvim. We're going to talk about things like coding workflows, project architecture, Dockerization, hosting, and much more, all explained step by step, terminal first, and of course completely free here on YouTube. So if you didn't subscribe already, feel free to do so, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.